back with another video. This video is all about transitions. This video is long overdue, and my apologies to you all, but I thought what a perfect time right before school is starting for many to introduce this video. So I have a classroom management series in my playlist that you might want to check out. Videos in there that's just all pertaining to classroom management. This video will be added to it. So many of you during that series would comment and say, Miss May, could you do a video on transitions? Well, of course I can, and here this video is. So I'm gonna first just explain to you what transitions are if you're a brand new teacher out there and you're curious. Miss May, what are transitions? So transitions are where you want your kids to go from one activity to another. And so many people use transitions. They get their kiddos to go from one activity to another by using their voice a lot. Boys and girls, it's time to clean up. Please put your things away. Meet me on your learning spot. Or, boys and girls, it's time to clean up. Please come to the carpet. And they keep saying it and saying it. And to me, that's just using your voice too much. So when I do my transitions, I only use music. Only music. So first, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the 5 transitions that I use. The whole school year, I have 5 transitions that I personally use. Transition number 1 is where my kids are working around the room, at their seat, on the floor, wherever they are working in our room, and I need their attention and I need them to meet me on their learning spot. That's a transition. Transition number 2 would be when my kiddos are around the room working and I need them to clean up and meet me in the movie area, and that would be where my Promethean board is located. I just like to have 2 separate areas for Promethean board and watch videos and interact with that, and then my mini lessons. Transition number 3 would be, most people I know do daily 5, or they do reader's workshop, but it doesn't consist of daily 5, but you may have your kids going from read to self to read with a buddy, or you use the daily 5 and you have, you know, X amount of rounds, however many rounds you have. So let's just say I have 4 rounds of daily 5. Well, I play a song where I need my kiddos to move from that activity, so in their mind when they hear that song, they know, oh, I need to move on to the next round. And then my 4th transition would be for math workshop, and that's where my kids are at math stations doing their thing, and then I need them to rotate to the next round. I use a song for that. And then my last transition would be when the kiddos, it's at the very end of the day and the kiddos are working. I need them to clean up and I need them to do their afternoon jobs. So those are my 5 transitions. Some of you may have more, some of you may have less. It just kind of depends on you and your flow and what you want. For me personally, I use 5 songs for transition, but I also use music when the kids are coming in the morning. And then I also use music during writer's workshop. But I'll put a list of songs, some examples for you in the description box to kind of help you out. So let's talk about the songs. So when you have songs for your transitions, you want to make sure that you choose, let's just say it's 5. You want to choose 5 songs and you want to stick with those songs for at least 2 months, a couple of months, maybe more. Just because you want your kids to become very familiar with the song and what they're supposed to do when they hear that song. Because if you have a song one week and then you decide to change the songs the next week or every other day, your kids are going to be loony. It's gonna, you know, there's no consistency there, and you want consistency. You don't want a chaotic classroom. You don't want chaos in your room. You want your room to run like a well-oiled machine. So please, I highly suggest, do not change your songs. I would say keep them solid for a good 3 months. I think keeping songs for a good 3 months is good. Now, if there's a song that you can tell your kids aren't really jiving with, then I would definitely change it. But I would definitely keep them the same and keep them consistent. Okay? Let's see. So let me just give you an example of a song. So a song from Toy Story, You Got a Friend in Me. I used to use that song to transition from the kids working to Miss May needs me on my learning spot. So they clean up, meet me on their learning spot. So when they heard You Got a Friend in Me, they knew to clean up and meet me on their learning spot. I don't play the whole song. In the beginning of the year, it takes them maybe about 30 seconds to get it. But as time goes on, it gets really, really quick. They get really familiar and it goes much faster. But also give them some time to learn it, you know, and pick it up well. I also suggest that you practice. You have to model what you're expecting. If you don't model it and don't practice it, then you can basically forget it. It's not going to work. This is not something that I suggest you just say, oh, boys and girls, when I play this song, this is what I want you to do. And then that's it. And then you become upset because your kids are moving slow, taking their time, or not even cleaning up when they hear the music. You have to teach it, and you have to be firm about it. You have to be consistent about it. If they don't do it right, then you gotta practice it. Like, I practice until I see exactly what I want. It has to be consistent. I personally set my expectations high because I should be able to leave my classroom and my kids should be able to run that room by themselves. If they can run that room by themselves, I've done my job. If they cannot run that room by themselves, Miss May hasn't done her job. I like independent, strong first graders. My firsties, they know that after I teach them something, I expect them to do that well. And 9 times out of 10, like, it works. I'll be honest, when I have substitute teachers, they always leave positive notes for me because my kiddos, they can do it. They can handle it. And I appreciate that. And I've had rough classes. Sorry about that. Not sure where I left off at. I believe I was talking about how you want your classroom to be ran like a well-oiled machine. So when you practice these transitions, you want to practice them consistently. And you want to be firm and precise about it too. So for example, when I introduce a transition, the first transition that I implement is usually the cleanup and meet me on your learning spot. And then after that one, the cleanup and meet me in the movie area. Those are the main 2 that I really focus on at the beginning, like that first week of school, because a lot of times I'm going to need them to clean up and meet me on their learning spot, clean up, meet me in the movie area. So what I like to do when I introduce it, I just kind of, you know, talk to the kiddos about how I played music. It seems like it has a little gangsta lean to it, my bad. Okay, so a lot of times I'll say, boys and girls, you know, Miss May loves to play music in the classroom. As you heard this morning when you came in, our good morning song, and then I'll go into how, you know, there's going to be a song that we use when I need your attention and I need you to clean up right away and meet me on your learning spot. So Miss May's going to show you what that looks like and what it sounds like. And so I go and I model. I pretend that I'm working, and you know, sometimes, you know, like I'll pretend I'm working on the floor. I'll pretend I'm working at the table. You know, I just pretend that I'm working wherever that place may be, play the music, and then I model what I'm expecting them to do. And then we kind of talk about it, and then I'll say, okay, can anybody else model what Miss May just did? And usually I'll choose a kiddo to model that for me, or maybe 2 at a time, they model it for me. I kind of talk about what I noticed that they did well. The other kiddos talk about what they noticed that they did well. But then we go into having someone model the not so right way. And I choose a couple of friends to do that because it's something about them modeling the not so right way they love doing. So we model that, we talk about what we saw, and then we have a couple more friends model again the right way. I'm sure it kind of may sound like a lot, but as you get into it, it's not, and it's very important. And I would just do that every single day, modeling what it should look like. Then after we've modeled, then I let the whole class go out and find places and pretend they're working. I play the music and they model what it should look like. Now, if I see it and I'm not happy with it, we practice again. And if I notice some things, I'll talk about it. I won't call kids' names out, but I'll just talk about what I saw. Someone that's not doing it right, we come together as a firstie family. We talk about it. I explain what I saw, what broke my heart, what made Miss May's heart super happy, how they filled my bucket, but what kind of dipped my bucket. I use that vocabulary a lot too, which is a lesson, a video coming up soon about bucket filling and dipping. So anyway, model, be consistent with it. Also, don't be afraid to wear, you know, like after Christmas break and after like spring break, where you feel like you have to practice it again. There's nothing wrong with that. Practice those transitions. And when you're practicing them for daily 5 and for math, just practice it with the kiddos. Just keep practicing, because I guarantee you those first 2 months are so crucial. The more you practice and the more consistent and firm you are, the rest of your year will run so much more smoothly. I mean, I cannot tell you, and you guys know I'm not on here to toot my own horn or none of that, but I will tell you, like, many people compliment how smoothly my classroom runs and how smoothly those kids move and do and groove and all that. It's worth it. It's not because Miss May said, poof, there you go. It's because Miss May practiced and practiced, and I set my expectations high. That's all it takes. You just got to be willing to do it, willing to show it to them, and you'll be amazed at what your kiddos can do. So don't underestimate, especially the little ones. Like, they can do it. You just got to set the expectation high. So I believe I covered everything, because I'm looking at my notes. Yes, types of transitions, the songs, and how to practice. And one more thing before I let you go. For daily 5 and for your math rotations, don't change the song for every round. Just use one song for all your rounds. Okay, so you're just gonna have a total of 5 songs for your 5 transitions, if you have 5. Okay, hope I answered your question, love bugs. Hope this helps you for when you go into your school year. I'm wishing you so much success, so much happiness. And know there are years where they can be hard and difficult, but we can make it. We can do it. You can do it. As always, my loves, I will see you in the next vlog. And until next time, don't forget to always, always, always pray. Because God, He will always truly make a way. Hugs and blessings, guys. Bye.